Hi everyone, I'm Gio. Today is Tuesday, September 30th, and this is the poem I wrote about my life. It's titled Chained Then Set Free. I was an addict hiding, trying not to be seen. Chained to my addiction, I was trapped in a bad dream. I chose drugs before family, before children, before friends. I was trapped in a cycle of destruction that seemed it would never end. Addiction caused my life to be such an unmanageable craze. Each day I was living in this loop that felt like a never ending maze. My life at this point became about survival, about trying to get by. I was constantly trading my soul just for another chance to get high. My daughter needed therapy as my children cried, yet I continued to choose drugs even knowing I could die. In 2017, I was broken and signed my youngest daughter's rights away. My thought was I would never have anything good to offer her ever again on any day. I've lost so many friends to addiction, to this unforgiving disease. Each time filled my heart with sadness. Their lives were stolen away with such ease. I've had multiple overdoses, multiple car crashes, yet somehow I survived. I know now angels that were unseen were guarding me, keeping me alive. I lost everything, not once, not twice, but more. Once authorities got a hold of me, no more open door. Many jails knew my name, had cold walls and a hard bed. I frequented rehabs and institutions. Scary voices were in my head. My entire self was broken and empty. As I chased the flame, the cost didn't matter to me. I continued to play the same game. Many times, sick, late at night, I swore I would be done. The devil would laugh harder each time I said this is the last one. Then on the date, April 7th, 2023, I sat in the back of the Herkimer police station, chains still on me. This audible voice whispered to me and cut through all my shame. The holy voice said, I am redeemed by grace and no longer was to blame. It was God's voice that spoke life where death had always reigned. In that one single amazingly beautiful moment, everything for me changed. All the chains finally came off as the Holy Spirit came near. For the first time in forever, my heart could actually hear. Today I am free from drugs for 907 days. Cleansed by God's power, I give him all glory, all praise. Now I live every day for Christ, my Savior, my song. I am now a proud member of New Life Church in Herkimer, where I know I belong. My family's been restored, and I am here today with my stunning bride. At the age of 46, I recently met my mother, my brother, and sister for the very first time. I passed my road test. I can now legally drive. I just bought a car. My credit scores went up almost 200 points. I finally feel alive. We are currently buying our house, and the key is almost in hand. We are living proof of God's promise that He has an ultimate plan. And now each day, I'm building my life up step by step. I can see a future filled with so much hope where all my dreams are kept. I lived so long as a slave, but Jesus set me free. I am no longer chained as I now walk in victory. I stand here now forgiven, no longer defined by what I've done, all because of God's mercy, because He gave His only Son. So if you're broken, doubting, chained, and or running far, please remember God's been with you always, right where you are. If that loving God could pull me, the sinner, out of a lifetime of despair, I promise He is waiting for you and ready to meet you anytime, anywhere. Whew. So, yeah, that's my poem titled Chained Then Set Free, because that's what I was, for pretty much my entire life. I was chained. Even before I was a full blown addict, I wasn't confident in myself and I didn't know who I was. So I was always looking for something. I was always trying to fit in. I was always putting things, were always, I had idols, always, whether it was fitting in, whether it was being liked, whether it was being cool, whatever these things were that I was always like putting all my focus into. It was never about Jesus. It was never about God. And that's why I would fail at everything that I tried to do before now. So that's the difference, between living my life then and living my life now. There was actually a point in time, it was about 5 years ago where my oldest daughter messaged me and she said, Dad, are you ever going to stop using drugs so you can be my dad again? It's heartbreaking, right? It's absolutely heartbreaking, to think that my daughter had to say that to me. And it's even more heartbreaking to think that I told her that I couldn't stop using them. But I tried to tell her that she would never know that I was using them and I would never do them around her. That was my answer to that. That's terrible. But it took for God speaking to me, like I said in my poem, that moment I was in the back of Herkimer Police Station and I got the word from God, told me that, that everything was good and told me that he was going to take care of me and I didn't need to worry about a thing. And, I heard that voice. I actually heard his voice, and it made sense at the moment that I heard from him because of what had just happened in my life and how I had gotten to exactly to that moment. So it made so much sense why he spoke to me at that exact moment, because he knew that that was my turning point. He knew that I was going to become this person that was going to live my life for him. He knew that I was going to spread the word and I was going to try to share with everybody that I came across. Like he knew that this would become the person I was going to become. So that's why he took the time to speak to me when he did, because he knew what I would become. And he knew that all this was in me to do this, the way that I am now. But it wasn't, for my daughter, who I cared everything about, my youngest daughter, I cared everything. They were my daughters. Like I love them so much. That's where all my time went. Like I used to just put everything into them, like I was always a dad that was very, very involved, going for walks, going for bike rides, doing everything with my kids. Always, I was always there. And then I just got taken away from them. And then I just thought that I was just so lost in life. I lost everything I owned. I just had nothing going. I'm living on the street. I thought I'm never going to have anything to give my daughter, so she's better off without me. And that's a crappy thing to think. But now I'm here though. But now I'm here and I'm here to stay. I'm not going anywhere. I'm never going to change this person that I am now. I'm never going to revert back. Like me and my wife, we talk about, sometimes like not we don't talk about like we want to use or anything, but we talk about what using would do. Like if we were to ever just to use one time, it would ruin absolutely everything, because all those thoughts that I had for so long of my life that controlled me, those thoughts that drove my mind, that made my body go this direction, that made me go to use drugs every single time because that was the thought that I had, those thoughts are gone now. For the most, I mean, I guess they're never gone completely because I have experienced these things. So there's always that thought like, oh, hey, that I could experience that if I wanted to. But I know what that would do to me, because now all my thoughts are going to go back to that. Now, just that one time using, now it's that remembrance of that. So now I'm going to just want that at all times. Now, at all times, it's going to be thinking like, oh, I could feel like that. Oh, I could feel like that. Oh, I could feel like that. So, and I don't want to feel like that. Like, I don't want to want that. I don't want that for my life. I want to have structure in my life. I want to be proud of my life. I want to have my family in my life. I want my family to be proud. I want to have my church in my life, all the people that I've placed in my life. I couldn't imagine going around them like hiding that I was using, or else just going back on any of this that I've said, the 100-something videos that I posted about that. I couldn't imagine all this meant nothing. If all this just got taken away and it wasn't there anymore, I couldn't imagine that feeling. So that's where I'm at right now. I just wanted to share that with you. I should have a few more things where I'm going to be speaking pretty soon coming off. There's the church in Utica now that I went to the second revival recently, and it's amazing. It's Nick Boyko is his name, out of the church. It's a New Life Transformation Church, I'm pretty sure it's called, out of Utica. And yeah, it's awesome. It's amazing church and I love it. And they actually meet on Saturdays, which is awesome, because now we can go to church on Saturday and on Sunday. And then on Monday I have a prayer group, Bible study. Then on Tuesday I do a small group. Then on Wednesday I have a Bible study. Then I have church at night. Then on Thursday I have a Bible study. And now I have going to start doing like a dart league with church people at nighttime on Thursdays. And this is what I do with my life now. And now tomorrow I'm going to wake up and go running, with a guy from church. And this is what I want for my life. And this is what I love for my life now. And it feels amazing. And I know that I'm here to stay. And it's just exciting. Like my oldest daughter, she is in my life a lot. I saw her like a lot recently. We talk all the time now. My youngest, not yet, not yet. She turns 18 in November. And I'm hoping, like, I'm not pushing it, because I know that, I abandoned her. Like, I didn't mean to, but I did, but that's what happened. I abandoned her. So she had to live without me as long as she did. So I can't force myself back in her life as much as I would love to, as much as I have all these pictures of her that I look at every single day and think about her all the time. And I would love so much to have a relationship with her. I know that it'll happen in God's timing. And I know that he's got me, and he's looking out, and he knows what's best for me. So I'm trusting that with my entire life. My life is, I live my life for God now, and I put all my trust in him, and I know that he has a plan for me, and I know that that plan is going to be amazing. So, and I know that. But that's what I got for you today. Thank you. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Any of those good things you guys can do to show me support. I appreciate it. I love you all. God bless you all. I love you. Peace.